Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of our amazing journey through the Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum here in Dayton, Ohio. It was so big, there was so much to see that we had to break this into 2 separate episodes. If you missed our first part, it will be linked down in the description below. Be sure to check it out because we go through all the things in the pre-flight era, World War I and II, and then this episode is going to primarily be about the later eras and the Space Museum and the presidential hangar. So stay tuned. It's going to be, the rest of the show is coming up. Oh boy, now we are cooking with gas. This is one of my favorite aircraft ever created. This is the Blackbird, flying SR-71. You can see they actually had to wear spacesuits because these things flew at such a high altitude that they had to actually be protected from the elements and to be able to breathe and all that with the atmosphere, so it's pretty cool. Only a handful of pilots, elite pilots, ever got to fly these. That is such a cool aircraft. And here we have the Russian MiG. Probably, I think, one of the most recognizable and famous Russian aircraft of our age. There are obviously different versions of the MiG. There's actually another one straight down here. You can tell, obviously, it's the Russian MiG with the star symbol on the tail. So it's got the red star on the tail. There's another one right here. This is a slightly different version of a MiG. And those were dangerous, dangerous aircraft. And when it comes to the Russian MiG, this is what it was going toe-to-toe against. This is the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. This is the United States answer to the Russian MiG. And that is one bad mamma jamma jet, I will tell you that. Look at that payload. It's got those missiles. It's got guns. I mean, that was a nasty, nasty bird. And like the Blackbird, this is one of the original incarnations, I would call, of a stealth aircraft. The Blackbird flew at super high altitude, so did this craft. I believe the Blackbird flew at much higher altitude than this, but this was designed to be a stealth aircraft to actually attack high-value targets, long range. This is called the Nighthawk. Check out this Thunderbolt. This is a cool aircraft. It was specifically designed for ground support, so it would bust tanks, support troops on the ground. You can see that Gatling gun right there. That's an Avenger. That thing is nasty. Actually, they have one over here that's sort of uncovered. Look at that thing. Now that is a big Gatling gun. Look at the rounds right there. Each one of those rounds is longer than my hand. Each one of those longer than my hand. Crazy.
Okay, I've climbed in 2 vessels, if you will, at this Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and I've hurt myself both times. 2 for 2. I am in an F-16A Thunderbird cockpit. Ta-da! I don't want to touch this because I think it's germy, but I'm going to.
Are you flying it?
Yeah.
Do you think you can fly it?
I know because I can't reach the things down here if you're supposed to do something with them. I don't think you do have to do anything with them. But if you have to do something down there, I can't do that.
Oh, look, and it has a little spot for your purse.
Yeah.
So I think they designed it that way.
And I decided to sit on this when I got in.
This is my view from the cockpit. We are taking off. I just got to do a few last minute checks here. Yep, I think we are good there. Almost forgot. Yep, got that one. My weapons are ready and hot. Keep the finger off the trigger till we're ready. Alright, I'll be honest. I mean, it is kind of snug in here, but I thought it was going to be much less comfortable than it is. I'm actually fairly comfortable, and I feel like I have room to move around. Like, it's honestly not that bad. It's kind of nice. The crazy thing is there are so many switches and buttons. Like, what could all this stuff possibly do? Why isn't there just like an on and off switch, a steering wheel, a gas pedal, and, you know, a little shoot triggery thing, and, you know, that's it. Little seatbelt? I don't know. Okay, I will be honest, there were so many buttons, and there were buttons like behind you to the right and the left. Like, I don't even know how the pilots could use those buttons back there, and there was a lot of switches and buttons, and they have helmets on.
Yeah.
Like, I could barely see the switches with no helmet. That's crazy town to me, but it's still awesome though, but it's a little bit crazy town. And here we have the B-2 bomber. The B-2 Spirit. This is a stealth craft bomber designed for long range, high altitude. And that is a cool aircraft. You can actually see, this is kind of what it looks like from the top. That's a very iconic shape. I think most people have seen this aircraft in movies or pictures and things like that. B-2 can deliver 40,000 pounds of precision guided weapons on a single mission and can be refueled in the air. It said some missions lasted 30 hours. That is a pretty cool stealth bomber. So when you think of stealth bomber, to me, this is the very first thing that I think of when someone says stealth bomber. We are in the F-111 cockpit. This is an interesting craft. There's two-seater. Check this thing out. That's pretty cool. It says this. It says
like, who's
yeah.
moving it?
It's like we're moving. I don't know. Can you do the pedals over there? Yeah, there's like pedals.
Where?
Straight ahead.
I can't reach
You
them.
reach them? Yeah. It says that this unique aircraft could actually separate its cockpit as an escape module if the plane was going down. So that's pretty neat. It's pretty cool. Let me get a scan of the cockpit. Man, this thing is neat. You see all this down here?
Oh, you did something. That moved a little bit.
It's interesting.
Those were moving when you did something.
It's interesting because when I move things over here on my side, things over in the middle actually move. I don't even know what the point. Why is there two controls when I feel like I'm moving it and it's moving her stick? So that was pretty cool. Yeah. We were in the F-111A. It was a strategic nuclear bomber.
Whoa.
Pretty cool. And it was really neat that it actually had a dual cockpit. I still don't really understand the dual cockpit. I don't know why whatever I did moved your stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's if like one of the pilots went unconscious. There was a backup pilot. I don't know, but it was pretty neat. All right, I think we are done with this era, and I think we're going to head into the Space Gallery. Let's check it out. Oh, wow. Check this out. How cool. Man, those are huge. Those space rockets. I want to go up there. I'm going up there. There's an elevator. We made our way to the upper level now. Man. Even all the way up here, these things still look huge. Like, man, these things are way up there. We have made our way deep underground to underground missile facilities. Check it out. So this is all underground. I wonder how far down we are. We took a really long elevator that went so deep into the facility. Here's what it looks like from the outside. This is, you can see all this like cool, like see how this is basically the missile silo right here. And this is all like the underground facilities. And then there would be like a fake little house on top that just looks like a standard house. And there's actually this like really super secret missile facility underneath. That's pretty neat. See? Missile alert facility model. Pretty neat. Where did he go? Minutemen timeline. I wonder how far down we are. Okay, I'm just kidding. We weren't far down at all. We just walked into this building. But whatever. Pretty neat those, right? We are headed over to the Presidential Gallery now, where they have a lot of the aircraft, like Air Force One and different things like that. And this used to actually be in a separate hangar that you had to take a bus for. You had to do an actual background check. You had to give them your ID. You had to go over to the other gallery because it was physically actually on the Air Force Base. And now they've moved it all over here so you don't have to do that. So that's awesome. Wow. Look at this. That is a space shuttle. What? Wow. Okay, let's get down there. I can't wait to see all of that. That looks so cool. What's that module down there? This is a really cool spot right here. Wow. Okay, is this legitimately like a whole space shuttle right here? Or is this just like a fake replica thing or something? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Hey, there's a little thing where it says you can fly the space shuttle right here. All right, we made it to the top here. And I'm gonna be honest, it's the closer we get, the faker this is looking. I feel like this is just like a, I don't know, maybe there is some real parts here. I don't know. Cause all of that right there looks legit. What is this here? I feel like there's like this is like part of a space shuttle, but then has like a house built inside of it. I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, wow, those windows are really small. Can't really see that well out of those, can you? Man, there's a lot of buttons. It's crazy to me when I look at this cockpit and think like how old school this thing looks. Especially considering all the new SpaceX tech, like the different Blue Origin and SpaceX and everything that are going into space now, and how sophisticated and upgraded in technology they are. And these are all like buttons and levers and wow. I can't believe this thing actually ever went into space. Let's check out the mid-deck. Crew compartment trainer's mid-deck is where astronauts train to carry out space experiments, eat, sleep, and take care of hygiene needs. Huh. So this is the lower level, I guess, of the cockpit too. I don't know. Is there anything over here? What's around this way? Nothing? Just another angle? Okay. Ooh, there's a bathroom. That's where they went tinkle. So the space shuttle that we went into was pretty cool. It wasn't a real space shuttle, unfortunately, so that was disappointing, but it's a space shuttle trainer, which I guess they use to train astronauts. So it was pretty neat, and you still got to see some really cool stuff in there. Do you see this giant thing behind me here? I mean, it goes there for a while. That is a Titan rocket. Man, that thing's big. Houston, we have a problem. Apollo 15. Obviously, this is an Apollo 13 command module, but it is pretty similar. That's kind of neat. Man, that thing looks like it has seen better days, I gotta tell you. That thing has been blasted by heat. Wow. Look at the char marks on this thing. Like, that thing has been... That's crazy. We got some cool spacesuits here. These are like legitimate spacesuits from what they look like, what they were made of. I ain't gonna lie, that thing does not look comfortable at all. Now here's some, that was from the Apollo mission. Here's a spacesuit from the Mercury missions. Honestly, this one looks a lot more comfortable than the other one. But
Kind of look like Stay Puft.
yeah, for sure. She said you look like Stay Puft in that other one. Yeah, it's funny to me how these spacesuits look so busted. These are the Gemini spacesuits.
Hi. I'm in space.
So this is a satellite that apparently is like a detection system for nuclear weapons. Man, I don't know why, but when I think about satellites that are floating in space, I never really think that they're that big. Man, that thing is humongous. Here's more of that Titan rocket that I just showed. I mean, look at this thing. It just keeps going for days. It's huge. Wow, this is cool. This is called an Eagle Vision unit. It's kind of like a big trailer. You can kind of see it's like a trailer that they basically just kind of pull up. And it operates like all these like satellite, it's like a mobile satellite command unit, if you will. And we can go in it. I want to go inside. Yeah, it's kind of like a trailer that's been like turned into this like mobile command center. Check this little thing out here. This is the XF-85 Goblin. Just has a cool name. It's a Goblin. And look how small it is. It's like this little truncated, little stumpy airplane, but it's basically a fighter jet. And apparently, it was used to protect bombers, which you think, okay, yeah, weren't all fighter planes designed to protect bombers? And you're right, they were. But the difference about this one is this one actually came out of the bomber. Check that out. It sat inside the bomber, and if fighters came to attack them, they could deploy it, and it would fly around and protect them. That is so cool. One of the things that I've noticed as we've been walking around, which I think is really cool, is they have something called a Cockpit 360 app. It's free to download. It's on App Store or Google Play, and it actually allows you to look around inside these particular aircraft. So at the different aircraft where you see this sign, you can look it up, and you can actually like look inside the cockpit, look at the airplane. I think this is something that they've recently implemented here. So check it out, download it, and have it kind of at the ready when you're going through this museum. You can get kind of an inside look. That's pretty neat. This thing right behind me is so cool. This is the actual UFO that was found in Roswell, New Mexico, that has been housed and contained in Area 51 for decades. And they finally brought it out, and they've actually been putting it on display here at the Air Force Museum. I mean, that is so cool.
Plot twist, we're aliens.
Ooh. Okay, I'm kidding. I mean, I know you didn't need me to say that, but how cool is this thing? Check it out. This is the Canadian Avrocar, a Canadian effort to develop a supersonic vertical takeoff and landing fighter bomber in the 50s. Now, some might say that might actually have been UFO that people have spotted, but unfortunately, that thing actually never made it off the ground hardly. It was actually dropped as a project, even though it was taken over by the U.S. military. They tried to make it better. Basically, it was busted, and it was a no-go. So you can't really say that that was maybe what people spotted and claimed to be a UFO. The presidential hangar, straight ahead here, the presidential gallery. This is pretty neat. I want to get on those Air Force. I mean, that's the Air Force One right there. So these are now these are obviously much older Air Force Ones. I don't even know if that's what they were called back then. This is the Douglas VC-54C, and it is the first aircraft designed to fly the president. And it was used by Roosevelt. This is a very small doorway, I gotta say. Look at this. It's like at my shoulder level. Okay, and we're in. Definitely doesn't feel presidential when you think about what a presidential airplane would look like, but I guess back in the day, this was the cat's meow. Okay, I'm getting static electricity the whole way through here.
Why is it pink?
Wow, there's really just no room in here. Look, this is where luggage would have went. I mean, it's pretty tight. I don't know.
It says,
here we go.
it says please don't touch the aircraft, but you're literally touching it the whole way through.
Literally.
Like what?
Wow. Okay, oh wait, okay, so now we found the spacious section of the aircraft. Oh, the spaciousness. That's all you get. 2 little benches right there on each side and a table. Oh, here we go. Okay. We get a better view of this? So this must be the little... So I'm going to guess that maybe that was like Secret Service up front. And this is more like this is the president's room where he would have been hanging out. Huh. Okay, well that's a little bit better. I was really starting to feel bad for the president back then, but it's not too bad. This is not too shabby. I mean, it ain't great, but... Okay, and there's a little bit more space back here, too. Ooh, that's the elevator. Is that an elevator?
Seems like it would be, yeah.
I think that's the elevator, because wasn't Roosevelt in a wheelchair? Pretty sure that's the elevator right there. Goes all the way down. Yeah. From the outside, you can actually see it right here. This is the elevator. So that he could actually get in the plane, because he was in a wheelchair. That's pretty neat. I wonder if that's the first elevator that was ever put on an airplane. So this is the Independence, it says. It was used by Truman. So far, it's a little bit. I feel like it's a little bit bigger. Not much, just a little bit. I mean, it's still pretty tight. I can at least stand upright. There's some seating right there. But it's still pretty tight. But I will say, at least this time, my shoulders aren't touching the walls. I can kind of just walk without my shoulders touching. Got some more seating right here. Yeah, this is a bit larger, I feel like, a little bit. More seating on each side here. Oh, hey, look, this one actually has a kitchen. There's a stove. Wow. And it looks like the exit is in the middle of the plane. Okay.
The other one had a kitchen and a stove, too.
It did? I didn't see it. So this is the presidential section?
Apparently it's the lounge back there.
Okay. And there's like a little, I don't know what this is, a bathroom? I feel like the Independence was not nearly, I don't know, it was a little bit bigger, but it didn't feel as nice as the last one, honestly. And I thought the last one was busted. That one, I don't think that one was very good either. Wow, check this out. This is a Air Force One, like serving cart, used by the 89th Airlift Wing. But look in here, it's got like all this like little Air Force One, President of the United States stuff in here, like glasses and like Air Force One. I think that's a pillow maybe. There's all kind of like little stuff. President of the United States cups, paper cups, napkin holders, napkins. There's all sorts of like memorabilia here, like Jimmy Carter's 1979 visit to South Korea cigarettes. We've got John F. Kennedy cigar box here and cigar. Truman administration, Nixon. We've got Obama and Trump administrations here. This is George Bush. Huh. We got Reagan administration stuff in here. Got a playing card set from the Obama administration right there. That's pretty cool. This is a Trump administration lunch menu. Interesting. Check this out. It's a transport isolation system. Designed to be an airworthy medical isolation unit to allow in-flight medical care of infectious diseases. It can be transported on large aircraft. It's pretty interesting in there. It looks like I can go in this aircraft too. I'm guessing this is the kind of aircraft that it would have been put onto. Yeah, it's like you can see like the medical, there's like a medical unit in here. It looks like they have a Thai cave rescue mission game we can play right here. Huh. This whole exhibit right here where we're standing is sort of talks about the military rescue of all those boys. It was like a soccer team or something, a club that got stuck in that Thai cave. It's pretty interesting. Kind of a fun little game, I guess. This is like a rescue raft. Right here it says Thai cave rescue wetsuit. Interesting. Alright, this looks like the most recent Air Force One that they have on display here at this museum. It's the Boeing VC-137C. And it says that Kennedy used this. It also says Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan, George H.W. Bush, and Clinton. So this was the Air Force One that was used all the way up through Clinton. Let's check it out. I mean, it's pretty big, and it looks like a much more modern aircraft than the ones that we went through so far. So let's see what it looks like. Hey, I can actually walk in this one without having to duck. Well, I may have to duck a little bit, but no more than a regular airplane, I guess. Yep, looks kind of like a standard airline cockpit in here. I don't know what all these little switches and gadgets do, and what do these people do, but there's no placard to tell us. Looks like we're hanging out in the first class passenger cabin right now. Actually, this looks like the first class. These people over here got screwed. What's this, a bench? There's like a bench right here. What do we got here? We got a little cabin here. Yeah, and a TV. Yeah, let's see if I can get a shot. Oh, that's an old box set TV there.
This is some living right here.
Yeah, pretty decent size.
Another television.
Yep, some more TVs. Big city living. Honestly, though, it's not really as luxe as I would have thought it would have been as an Air Force One, honestly. But I guess because it was the Air Force One from, like, the days of Kennedy that were being used by the Bush and Clinton administrations, I guess it is going to be kind of a little older school.
It's a copter machine. It's hilarious.
And the old school telephone right there.
Why would you want a copier on there?
Guess you want to make copies of stuff, I guess.
Your work ramp.
I'm going to be honest. That Air Force One was kind of busted. I thought it was going to be much more luxurious in there and updated technology and really cool, and it was kind of lame. Like, it just kind of looked like a regular airplane. Now, don't get me wrong, I know it has all kind of countermeasures and all the sophisticated equipment that keeps it protected in the air and yada, 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 but like, from like a comfort perspective and like the airplane, and I don't know, it wasn't really, wasn't what I thought it was going to be. But it was still cool. Maybe the new Air Force Ones are a lot nicer. I'm going to bet they are. Dayton, Ohio. Who would have thought? Somewhere outside of Dayton, Ohio. It's near Cincinnati, but it is on an active military base, the Wright Patterson Air Force Base. This is the museum, and I believe this is the best aerospace museum in the entire country.
Oh, yeah.
So no matter where you live, if you get anywhere near Ohio, you have to come, and it is completely free.
Yeah.
So you do not want to miss it. It's absolutely free. So thanks again for joining us. Hopefully you had a good time. If you missed the first half of our show, don't forget, I'll put it in the description below. Make sure you check it out. Until tomorrow, the noble way
Is the easy way.
Bye-bye, everybody.